Hello everyone, Mrs. Kotlenberg here. Thanks for joining me for another drawing tutorial. Today we're going to draw a tiger. This was a request from one of my students, so I hope they're impressed. I'm ready to get started, so go grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil, and let's get going.
All right, to get started, we will begin with the first eye. And for this guy, I like to make sure it's a little bit closer to the top, above halfway for sure, but a little bit higher. And then we'll come in with the second eye, trying to keep it the same size, nice big round circle. For this tiger, I'm going to put like an eyelid on top. So just a nice gentle curve across the top of the circle. And then we're going to come in and draw the colored part of the eye. So draw a curved line all the way around the bottom of the eye, trying to stay the same distance from your first line all the way around. All right. Now we will draw the reflection spots. So big circle on the top left. And then we'll come in and do a smaller circle on the bottom right. And we'll do the same for the second eye. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to color in the eye. I'm speeding this up for you, but you're welcome to pause it and color along with me, or you can catch up at the end. Next up, we are going to do the nose. So I like to come up between the two eyes and make a curved shape, almost like a hill, joining the two eyes. And then I'm going to come down, and it almost looks like an upside down heart shape. So I come down and then I curve around the bottom, and then I come up and do a little bit of a point in between the two curves. And then when I'm inside, I'm going to draw the nose, and I'm going to start by a little bit curved line, and then I'm going to draw kind of a bulb on either side. So it's like 3 points on it. And we'll draw a line from the bottom of the nose to the mouth, and then I'm going to draw some little dots. And this tiger is going to have some whiskers. So I'm just going to take a nice straight lines out from the middle of the muzzle, straight out. 3 on both sides. There we are. And now we're going to do the bottom of his mouth. And you can see I'm doing this with a bit of a jagged line to show that he is a furry tiger. And now I'm going to draw the top of his nose, and I'm going to draw lines connecting the nose to the eye. All right, the next thing that we're going to draw are the stripes for the tiger. I'm doing this with my Sharpie. I'm just drawing in kind of the guidelines for the stripes on the top of the head. And then I'm going to go back over them, and I'm going to make them thicker. So what I like to do is I like to start with one vertical line going straight up from the middle of the nose. And then I like to do 3 lines coming off of that on each side. So I'm going to make it thicker, the vertical line, and then I'm going to go into each of those guidelines, and I'm going to use them and make them a little broader, make them a little bit curved. Now, when we draw these kind of curved lines that maybe aren't perfect, we call those organic lines or organic shapes. And organic is one of those words that talks about natural things. So try to remember that a tiger's stripes are never ever exactly the same from one tiger to another. And so if some of your stripes look different than mine, or if some of your stripes look different on one side of your tiger than the other, that's okay. We'll call them organic stripes. So I've just come in and I'm kind of making each line a little bit bolder, a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to go in above the eye and just kind of draw the top 2 lines of a triangular shape. And this is going to be like an eyebrow. And I'm going to fill it in, make it nice and bold, about the same thickness as the stripes. And I'm going to come across to the other side and I'm going to go up and out a little. And curve down. And then I'm going to make it a little bit thicker again. There we are. Now I'm going to come in below the line and I'm going to give him some stripes on his face. So I'm going to take this one from the side of the muzzle and go up and out kind of next to the eye, below the eye. We'll do that on both sides. And then we're going to go in on the cheek area and we're going to make almost like an up arrow shape. And we'll make that nice and thick, just like the other stripes. When I was kind of figuring out what kind of pattern I wanted to do for this tiger's stripes, I did some research and I found some different pictures of tiger stripes, and these are kind of some of the ones that looked like I could remember how to draw, and that they looked fairly similar for most tigers that I looked at. All right, what we're working on now is we're working on the outside of the head shape. So I just drew a nice curved line at the top, and then I stopped where one of the ears would happen. And then I came in on the side, and we're drawing like these sort of zigzag lines. They kind of all have to go down and out, down and out. And this is going to show that he's kind of a shaggy tiger. We don't want it to be too wide or too far away from his head, otherwise it'll look more like a lion's mane. And we don't want any of that zigzaggy pattern on the top of his head, just on the cheeks. And once you have both sides looking the way you want, we can go in and add ears. So I'm just doing a kind of curved triangle shape for the ear, coming out and then down, and then coming in and drawing up that inner ear and bringing it in and joining it up. So this is mostly finished for the head. We're going to come along now and put in the body. So what I like to do is I like to do the chest belly shape first. So I go an S curve on either side under the chin, so it gets nice and narrow at the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with the front legs. So I'm going to kind of come out straight down, kind of curve in just a little. And then I'm going to add a paw shape. Now watch carefully as I'm doing this paw. I'm kind of stopping a little bit, making very, very small curves along the bottom of the paw. And I'm going to do the second one now, and you can watch it again. What I'm doing is I'm imagining that this tiger has toes. So when you're looking at that bottom line, it's not perfectly straight or perfectly curved. It has very, very small indents. All right, now we're going to come in and do the back leg and the back foot. And we're going to do the sort of same thing here. We're going to imagine that there's toes. And we're not going to make big, huge dents in the bottom of the foot to show the toes, just very light little marks. And then when we come in, we can show some toe divisions. So we're going to come in at the front here, and I'm just going to draw slightly curved lines that match up with those little bumps on the bottom of the foot. And then you can see how that makes it look like toes. And then we're going to come in on the back side and do that as well. And on those back feet. And the other one. Perfect. Now we're going to draw a little curved line, a little straight line there, just between the two front feet to show where he's sitting. And we're going to come in and draw the tail. I like to make sure that the tail is about the same thickness, right from the body all the way to the tip of the tail, and it doesn't have any big furry spots sticking out. All right, now when we get into drawing all the different tiger stripes, one thing I like to remember is that the stripes come in from both sides. So here on the tail, I went in and I just drew little organic stripes, not perfectly straight, not perfect triangles, but more curvy, wiggly lines. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm drawing the stripes in on the legs. And I'm doing one on one side of the leg, and then I'm coming in and doing another on the other, so that they kind of go back and forth and back and forth. For the back legs, though, I'm only going to draw them coming in from the outside of the leg. You're also going to notice that I'm not coloring these in right now. My plan here is that we're going to draw them in first, and then I'll color them in later. Now, if you want, you can customize this tiger. You can choose to color your stripes in with a totally different color. If you're thinking of Beanie Boos, they come in absolutely every color of the rainbow. So go ahead, make it whatever color you like. All right, I'm going to speed things up a little here as I'm coloring in these stripes, and I'm going to give you a little heads up. After I'm done coloring in these stripes, I'm going to go ahead and show you an actual coloring video. I've never shown you my process of coloring before, but this will be new and exciting for you. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let's keep going.
All right, we're all done. I hope you enjoyed that. Always remember to share your pictures with me. I love seeing them so much. You're such talented artists. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye.